Hey guys, welcome back to Mrs. Anderson's virtual room right now. We are here with um, again, Maisie and Farley, who are perpetually on the couch with me. And then we also have joining us over here, we have Lily and Tallulah. And we are reading the book Misfits by James Howe. And we're getting ready to read chapter 3. So let me go ahead and switch over to Kindle. There we go. Chapter 3. Every Friday after school since the beginning of 6th grade, Addie, Joe, Skeezy, and I have gathered at the Candy Kitchen, last booth on the right, the one with the aforementioned torn red leatherette seats, to discuss important issues and eat ice cream. We call this the Forum. Due to the change in my employment status, we canned holding the forum on a specific day of the week and decided we'd have it whenever we felt like it. The Friday forum became the floating forum. The minutes of the first floating forum of the 7th grade year are as follows. Addie, today's topic for discussion is liberty and justice for all. Skeezy, do you have to write down every single word? Addie, talk more slowly, please. Skeezy, sheesh. Addie, well, I guess we all know what happened in Miss Wyman's homeroom class this morning. Joe, you told us at lunch. Skeezy, it is all you talked about at lunch. Joe, wait a minute. Did you write my name down as Joe? Addie, that is your name, the last I heard. Joe, not anymore. Now it's Scorpio. Skeezy, Scorpio. Joe, you should talk. With a name like Skeezy? Bobby, what happened to Joden? Joe, oh, that putting my first and middle names together thing, that is so last week. I like Scorpio. It has, oh, I don't know, energy. Skeezy, how about plunger? Plunger? Yeah, like in toilet plunger. You get one of those things working, man, talk about energy. Wait a minute. I think I hear someone laughing. Oops, my mistake. That was someone gagging in the next booth. Skeezy, ha, Addie. Excuse me, could we get back to the topic? Joe, could you write my name as Scorpio? Addie, okay, fine. Scorpio, thank you. Addie, you're welcome. Now, what I want to know is if you guys think there is liberty and justice for all in this country. Scorpio, no way. Bobby, well, I think what the Pledge of Allegiance is about is idealism. You know, like what we aim for. Addie, but that's not what it says. It says promise. Bobby, where? It doesn't say that word. Addie, well, pledge, promise, the same thing. The point is, Scorpio, the point is there's no way there is freedom and justice for everybody in this country. It's, well, I don't mean like a total, a totalism kind of thing, whatever it's called. Addie, totalitarianism. Ah, that's a tough one. Scorpio, yeah, that. I mean, it's not like we've got some dictator guy telling everybody what to do. I don't know, like wear polyester all the time or something grotesque like that. Skeezy. Oh, yeah, there's a worse fate than death. Synthetics. Addie. I think we're getting a little off the Bobby. It's cool that you're not saying the pledge, Addie. I mean, it's cool that you're standing up for your principles and all, but Addie, thank you. Bobby. But what difference does it make? I mean, just because you sit there and don't say the words with everybody else, that's not going to help some poor guy hundreds of miles downstate in New York City who gets beaten up just because he's black or poor or something. Addie, I contend that it does make a difference. Skeezy, ooh, she contends. Where's our food, if you don't mind my asking? Addie, yes, I contend that every act of conscience makes a difference. Skeezy, but you're talking about New York City. We don't have the same kinds of problems here. Scorpio, Hello, are you kidding? Of course we do. Addie, just on a smaller scale. It is important to bring attention. Bobby, my dad says it's better just to get along, not to make waves. He said bringing attention can be a dangerous thing. Addie, of course it can. Just look at Abraham Lincoln or Martin Luther King or Scorpio, Madonna or RuPaul. Addie, I don't think they're quite in the same league, Joe. I mean, Scorpio. Scorpio, they bring attention. They're like, in your face, world, look at me. This is who I am. And if you don't like it, stuff it. I'm as good as anybody else. Skeezy, tell it. Bobby, whatever. The thing is, Ms. Wyman is not going to let you say the Pledge of not going to let you not say the Pledge of Allegiance. So, what is the point? Addie, excuse me. I do not believe Ms. Wyman has the right to tell me what I can and cannot say. Have you never heard of the First Amendment? Skeezy, has that bozo who took our order never heard of first come, first served? Did you see that? He gave them their food and then came in here after we did. Bobby, maybe they're friends of his. Skeezy, there you are, Addie, a perfect example of how there's no liberty and justice for all. In a just world, I'd be slurping my Dr. Pepper by now. Instead, I'm sitting here parched and deprived because Mr. Hello, my name is Adam is giving preferential treatment to his friends. Justice, I say, justice. Addie, Skeezy, stop pounding on the table. You're making a scene. Skeezy, justice, justice. Bobby, I thought you wanted to bring attention, Addie. Addie, there's bringing attention and then there's bringing attention. I mean, a little kid throwing a tantrum in public is bringing attention, and that's closer to what Skeezy is doing right now than my standing up for Scorpio. I was just thinking, RuPaul, I really like the sound of that. I think I'm going to be Joden again, except maybe I'll make the D capital. So if you have to, like, emphasize the second syllable, you know, like Jodan. Addie, what are you talking about? Scorpio. No, don't write Scorpio, right? Addie, oh, I get it. Okay. Jodan. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. Skeezy. I thought that was so last week. Jodan. With a small d, that's so last week. Skeezy. Right. Whatever. Addie. So about liberty and justice for Skeezy. All right, here's our food. See, a little protest will work every time. You were right, Addie. It pays to act on your conscience. Hey, I learned something today. These forums are way cool. Hey, wait a minute. Hello, what's wrong? Hello, my name is Adam, says, what's wrong? Skeezy, this Dr. Pepper is flat, my man. You got to get me another. Hello, my name is Adam. Look, Skeezy, justice, justice. Hello, my name is Adam. All right, just cool your jets, will ya? Skeezy, peace, brother. We do not record the rest of the proceedings since we never do get back to on topic. If I recall correctly, we spend the rest of our time at the candy kitchen that Monday talking about who are the meanest teachers in 7th grade and who are the best. Ms. Wyman scores points in both categories. That was a short one. Let's just keep going and read chapter 4. Tuesday morning, we get to school. And what do we find scrawled in big, ugly marker on Joe's locker but the word faggot? And I have to point out that it is spelled incorrectly with only one G. Joe is outraged. Don't they teach spelling in this school? He goes. Then yells across the hall to Kevin Hennessy, who was wearing his usual smirk. There are 2 G's in faggot, you numbskull. I didn't do it, Kevin shouts back. Not this time, anyways. Yeah, well, tell your illiterate friends if they're going to call me names, they should at least know how to spell them. Okay, Fairy, Kevin retorts with an evil grin. Joe gives him the raspberry. Liver pate, I mutter under my breath, which is code for Ms. Wyman should rip his liver out, toss it in a blender, and serve it on crackers. Joe and Kevin have been doing this little dance together since kindergarten when Kevin told the whole class that Joey didn't have a pee-pee, and Joe announced in a loud voice that he had 2 pee-pees and Kevin was just jealous. Faggot, Kevin Hennessy spits as the bell rings. Numbskull of unknown paternal origin, Joe spits back. Good one, I say. Kevin jabs Joe with his elbow, then goes, "Out of the way, lard bar," to me as he pushes his way into Ms. Wyman's homeroom. Joe rolls his eyes at me and shrugs before moving down the hall to Mr. Daly's homeroom. Just another morning at Paintbrush Falls Middle School. Now, as my classmates and I settle into our seats, we have at least a couple of minutes before Ms. Wyman leads us in yoga breathing. Let me tell you about the first time I laid eyes on Joe. He was 4. So was I. I and my mom were visiting Addie and her mom, when Addie ups and tells me I should go check out the new kid next door. I noticed she did not offer to go with me. "Just ring the bell," she told me. So I did. When the inside door opened, there on the other side of the screen was this kid wearing a dress. "Will you marry me?" the kid in the dress asked. I shook my head. "Why?" "I'm going to marry my mother," I answered. My mother did not yet know this. "Can I marry your mother too?" "No." "Can I marry your father?" "No." "Can you play with me?" "Okay," I said. "I'm Joe," he said. "Okay." "I'm a boy," he told me, lifting his dress to show me the proof. He was not wearing underpants. For the record, he only had one pee-pee. "I never knew a boy who wore a dress," I told him. "There's a lot you don't know," he said. He was right about that. It wasn't the last time Joe wore a dress. He kept taking stuff from his mother's closet and trying it on until his mother finally gave him his own box filled with clothes she was through with, and he could dress up to his heart's content. He doesn't wear dresses anymore, at least not that I'm aware of. But lately, he's taken to running a streak of color through his hair. He's always got the nail of his right pinky finger painted some crazy way. Sometimes his Aunt Pam, who sells cosmetics at Ackworth and Ames, but is really an artist, paints these tiny pictures on it. Faces or flowers or symbols. They're pretty amazing. Even Kevin Hennessy has been known to say, "Cool." Right now, there's a scorpion on his finger on account of his being Scorpio, I guess, except that's changed, of course. He's Joe Dan, but I never remember to call him any of those names du jour anyway. I just call him Joe. As for Pam, well, I'll have to tell you more about her later on because we're halfway through homeroom period and I perhaps should listen up in case Miss Wyman says something that might be of actual use. I do want to tell you this, though. Pam is beautiful. I don't mean ordinary Paintbrush Falls beautiful. I mean like from a whole other planet beautiful. And although she does not smile all the time, she's no phony. When she does, she's got that kind of smile that makes your chest feel 2 sizes too small and your brain 2 sizes too big. And the truth is, I can hardly stand being around her most of the time, or at least my body can hardly stand it. Sorry about that. "Elections 3 weeks from today," I hear Ms. Wyman saying. I'd best tune us back into the action because these elections she is going on about are going to play a big part in this story. And although I have no way of knowing this at this moment, they will play an even bigger part in the story of my life. As you will recall, you all registered as Democrats or Republicans in the 6th grade. "Or independents," Addie pipes up. Ms. Wyman gives Addie a look that's laced with arsenic on account of being interrupted. "Or independents," she gives. "Now, anyone interested in running for student council on either ticket has until Thursday, 7th period, when the nominating conventions will take place. Republicans in the auditorium, Democrats in the media center." Out of the corner of my eye, I see Addie stir. I want to swat her with a rolled-up newspaper, but I do not have a rolled-up newspaper. And besides, I remind myself that she's not a fly. "Where will the independents meet?" she asks, to which Kevin goes, "The girls' John," and general hilarity ensues. Ms. Wyman brings this to an abrupt halt with threats of detention or disembowelment. I have trouble hearing which. "We have a 2-party system," she says firmly, once order has been restored. "But the candidates from the 2 parties will meet with me as student council advisor in this room after school on Thursday. Any questions?" Addie raises her hand. "Good," Ms. Wyman snaps, grabbing a stack of papers from her desk. "Well, hello, Cholula. Then we can move on? Brittany, would you pass out these papers, please?" Brittany hops and jumps up. I'd be happy to, she says perkily. Brittany is the kind of person with whom active verbs and modifiers were invented. As we read about the 7th grade dance coming up in October, the announcements come on the PA, and soon we are standing for the pledge. Or not. Which explains why Ms. Wyman has now has that liver-eating look on her face and is saying to Addie, Ms. Carl, I think perhaps you had best go see Mr. Kiley. Some of the boys go, ooh. That's enough, snaps Ms. Wyman. Miss Carl, you may be excused. Addie raises to her full height, meaning she occupies all the vertical space she's entitled to instead of slumping, which sometimes she does because of her being so tall and getting called names on account of it. And she walks to the door, clutching her books. When she gets there, she turns and cradles the books in the crook of her left arm and raises her right hand high in the air so she looks, I swear, on a stack of pancakes, like the spitting image of the Statue of Liberty, which I expect is exactly what she intends. And she proclaims in a voice that sounds like she's been listening the whole time, listening a whole lot of times to that I have a dream speech. Unless there is liberty and justice for all, let there be truth in silence. Ms. Wyman's jaw drops. Some of the kids clap. Some laugh. Jimmy Lemon calls out, what a loser. Ms. Wyman says, that will be enough, Mr. Lemon. Dushan Carter sends a spitball flying, but it misses Addie because she's turned and walked out and hits the A in Ms. Wyman's name on the door instead. Ms. Wyman sees it, and there's blood in her eyes, and she yells, Kevin Hennessy! Why is it always me? Kevin protests. I didn't do it. The whole class gets laughing so hard, I forget that Addie is in serious trouble. Well, that was chapter 3 and 4. There was a little bit of strong language in that chapter. So I do apologize if that was a little abrupt for anyone. But we have talked about that in social skills, and we know that that's the type of language that we absolutely do not use when talking to someone, even if you're mad, even if you're joking. All right, that was chapters 3 and 4. I'll be back later to do some more, guys. See ya.